3, 2, 1. All right. Welcome to the second episode of the TVR Podcast. I'm Reese from TVR.
I'm David from BlindEuphoria.
And it looks like Adam's not joining us today.
Yeah.
He's off doing whatever. So it'll just be us for this episode.
That's all good now.
Okay. Awesome. So
I've been drained of my attention.
okay. Alright, so I think we should start by let's talk about the recent releases. How about this?
Yeah.
Alright. So the first release that we got since the last time we talked about it was Adventures from Julian Caller.
Yeah.
Or Calor, or however you pronounce his fucking name.
Yeah. Do you want to start or?
Yeah, I'll start.
Okay.
Okay, so I didn't really like this one a lot. I was honestly really bored with it. It's just I'm not a big Julian Caller fan. I mean, my favorite song from him is Space Flute, I think. And even that is just like, okay. But Adventures is just like really boring. Like I don't know any other way to describe it. It's just boring.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like he's not that interesting of an artist to me. And if he does something that blows my mind, I would love to hear that. Or if he comes out with an EP in the future, an album, which I highly predict will happen, alongside Note Taker, which we'll talk about later.
Yeah.
But yeah, I didn't like this one at all.
All right. I'm gonna say the intro. If you have not heard Dylan Locke's remix of PewDiePie's "Bitch Lasagna," let me just say the intro to Adventures and the intro to that remix sounds almost identical. So that's what I was
Really?
like. It almost sounds identical. I mean, there's like a couple chord changes, but it's pretty identical. Pretty much the same. But like the track itself, I just found to be pretty basic. You know, there wasn't much variation throughout. It's just a plain old happy hardcore track. And that's really all you can say about it. I mean, there's no excitement going on around it. I found it pretty boring as well. So, yeah.
Let's see. If we were to do the X out of 10 score like we usually do,
Yeah.
I'd probably have to put it down at like a 4 or a 3, honestly.
I'm gonna give this one a 3 out of 10.
Okay.
Alright.
Well, now that that's over with,
Yeah.
we have probably the most interesting song, I would say. This is okay. So this one's called "In Touch,"
Yes.
featuring the return of Vila.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so I guess I'll talk first. I thought, Vila's her performance was decent for what it was for her return. I enjoyed it. Overall, Murdoch's production style it's an interesting one. Like, it feels like a culmination of a lot of things, and I don't know why, but I kind of got Dead Mouse vibes from it. Oh, like almost like before the drop hit. I don't know why. It just felt very Dead Mouse-esque to me. Um, I wasn't too big on the drop. It has a really weird like lead kind of sound, and the melody is all right. I mean, is a little odd to me. Um, Almost seems a bit too basic. The track itself is very tame for what it is, um, to me at least. And I mean, there's just not really much to say about this track.
Okay. Well, I mean, I don't know. It's certainly the slightest more entertaining than Adventures.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I think I'm not talking to you, Abby. I'm talking to this dude.
Yes, I
Um,
understood.
That's my sister. Sorry about that.
No, that's good.
But yeah, I was kind of surprised to see this as a release because like I listened to I think like one other Murdoch song and it was really boring.
Mm.
And I was like, oh great, 2 boring releases in a row. That's great. What a great way to, start off my spring break.
Yeah.
Um, and even though I still think this is pretty boring overall, it's got a little bit of a... No, Abby, we're walking there.
Shut up! Like, is she going now?
She'll be here at 6. Jesus.
Shut up.
Alright, sorry about that. Anyway, so, what was I saying? Even though this is pretty boring overall, there's a little bit of a nostalgic factor to it, I feel. Especially with Vila's vocals being there, because we haven't seen her since, like, 2015.
Yeah.
I think Mountains was the last thing she was in. But yeah, I think the synths and the lead is very nostalgic in a certain sense. In the drop, at least.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's like, but at the same time, I have to nostalgia is just nostalgia. Like it doesn't really, it shouldn't really affect my opinion of a song,
Mm-hmm.
whether I like it or not. And in some cases, I feel it's a little bit cheap to use nostalgia.
Yes. Yeah.
Um, which I don't know if I want to say if that's the thing with this song. I don't really think it felt cheap. I think that was just kind of the whole. I think it was just kind of the whole reason. I feel like it's the whole reason that it got accepted in the first place because it was very nostalgic to 2015 Monster Cat and whatnot. Or probably even later, 2014, 13.
Yeah.
But yeah, this one's slightly less boring, and I would probably give it like a 4 at best.
Yeah, I'm probably gonna. I agree with you. I'm probably gonna have to give it 4 out of 10.
Okay. Awesome. So, the next song, which I think is the best out of this week,
Mm-hmm.
is called Metaphysical
By Slippy.
by renowned Star Fox pilot Slippy.
Yeah. I thought this was gonna go somewhere, and it went in a completely different direction than I was anticipating. From the build-up, I thought it was gonna be, kind of what he's been doing in the past, a very intricate, melodic, tame drop.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe with like some like cool trap aspects to it. But I didn't think it was gonna be like, um, and with that like rising synth like right before like the actual build-up, I thought it was gonna be kind of like nostalgic dubstep, Um, And I was actually pretty intrigued with that. But then when it like actually got to like the legit build up and then to the drop, um, I mean, I'm not saying I'm underwhelmed by its drop. It's a decent drop. It's just it's not just not what I was expecting. Overall, the
Mm.
song itself, I would have to say it's probably the best one out of this week. Um, it's definitely good for what it is. I kind of feel like it's a turning point from Slippy's last EP, which was,
The Flux.
yeah, mediocre to say the least.
Eh.
So I definitely thought this is a decent dubstep track. So yeah.
All right. Um, this one was pretty surprising to me because this is something I wouldn't expect to hear from Slippy, especially considering his style. Like especially present in his Flux EP.
Yeah.
Songs like Speaker and Get to Know, or what? I mean, Never Knew.
Mm-hmm.
I almost said Get to Know Me, the Bishu song. Um, um, but yeah, I was expecting something along the lines of that for his next song, but what I got was a mixture of like his dark atmosphere
Mm-hmm.
combined with like I want to say I don't want to say stereotypical, but definitely it sounds like something I would have heard if
Yeah.
I were deep into something like Disciple or Dubstep Gutter,
Mm-hmm.
which I'm not.
Yeah.
But I don't know. It's an interesting change of style for me, and it's not bad. I like the song.
Mm.
Um, I don't know. I think there could have been more to it, just from my opinion. But
Yeah.
overall, it was good for what it was, and I give it like a 6, maybe a 7 out of 10.
Yeah. I'm gonna give this one a 6 out of 10. Yeah, it was all right.
Cool. Which leads us to the big release of the week.
Yeah.
Half an Orange.
Dang. We really badmouthed
Mm.
them last week.
Yeah, we did. Oh my god. Okay. So, yeah, we were big bullies to the both of them last year or last
Yeah.
week. Okay, so this EP. Should we talk about all the songs, or you want to talk about just the ones that?
Uh, I mean, I feel like we should talk about the EP as a whole because I feel like if we just talk about the one song, we're not really reviewing the whole entire release. Because I get
Yeah.
that one song, did represent the EP release, but then you also have to acknowledge the other songs in it. So
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. All right. So let's start with Old Friends because
all right.
that's kind of what kicked it off.
Mm-hmm.
And you said, I think it was you that said this in the last episode, that it wasn't really for you. You didn't really like it that much.
Yeah, it wasn't for me. I saw your ranking video earlier, the EP, and like I know you like put it like number one. I mean, like I'm not like trying to like argue on anything. I mean, I'm just like saying, that's just my opinion. It's just it felt a bit too tame for me. Like again, it's a very chilled out track, but I don't know, like I think it had a certain build up in it, and then when it led to the drop, it felt a little underwhelming to me. I don't know. I have to
Mm.
look at it again because I think it had um like certain drums were being used for its build up, and I was expecting a more impactful drop. So I don't know.
Uh,
Yeah,
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 different drums
okay,
were used in the build-up.
yeah, okay,
Um, I don't really find it that tame. I thought it was pretty. It was most of it was on par. The tone was on par with the rest of the song. A tame part of the song for me would be something like "Show Me" from Slippy,
Yeah.
that song back in November.
Yeah.
That drop was tame.
Yeah. No, it's,
Like that I would consider tame. Like I expected something a lot heavier. But I don't know. This one though, I didn't really mind it that much. It was nice for what it was, and I think it was very consistent overall.
Yeah. All right. Well, I can respect that. And
Go ahead. I was.
oh no, I was just gonna say the next track
Oh, okay.
was
All
the
right.
next track was
Next, Left Behind.
Left Behind.
The
Yeah.
collab with Inukshuk.
Inukshuk. This was, I think this was my second, my top, like in my top two, the second one I
Your
picked.
second favorite from the EP.
Yeah, I was trying to find a word for it. I was just I'm having a brain fart right now. My second favorite from EP. Obviously, I feel like Inukshuk had a lot of influence in the song because Half an Orange is very chilled out, and I feel like Inukshuk brought a lot more, more that EDM aspect to it. Very chill, very calm. It has like synths in it, but it's feels very peaceful almost in a sense. I don't know how, but like it's kind of like you can like dance. Well, not really dance. You can't really dance to it. I mean, I don't know how you would do that, but it's just I liked it overall as a track. It was decent for what it was, so I just really liked it. Like the vocal chops and I like the lyrics in it too, actually. So yeah.
Yeah. Out of all 5 songs from the EP, I think Left Behind is definitely the most EDM-ish because it has that sort of future bass aspect to it, and the drops are very much so like that. I think I think I think the lyrics here really stand out in a way. Like it's nothing like mind blowing or revolutionary, but it's just a nice little story about 2 astronauts, going on an adventure in space. That's all I really need from Half an Orange, really. Like I don't need any I don't need an opera from them. I just need just a fun little song. And Left Behind was exactly that for me. And I enjoyed Inukshuk's. I enjoyed his proportions of it. His contributions to the song were interesting.
Yeah.
And I liked it.
Yeah.
I think out of all the songs, this one's also the most to me. This one's the most I feel emotionally impactful because of how much of a future bass song it kind of is. And when the song came out, I read a bunch of the comments, and a lot of people were saying it was a mix between like EDM and country. And I was intrigued by why people thought that. And I was thinking because of the guitar, because there's a guitar in the song too. And it's like, okay, it's a guitar. One guitar doesn't mean country.
It's like literally like one guitar. If you have one guitar in the song, that means it's automatically country. If that's true, that basically means that album 1 by San Holo is basically a country album. Like,
it's a country album.
It's a country album now, guys. All right, but overall the song is pretty good.
Yeah, one hi-hat in a song, it's automatically rap.
Dang.
Yes. But yeah, it's interesting. Oh, we didn't put anything for old friends. For old friends, I would do probably 7 out of 10. And for Left Behind, I would do probably a 6, maybe a 7.
Yeah. For Old Friends, I'd probably have to give it a 4 out of 10. I mean, just to me. And then Left Behind, I'd probably give like a 7. 7.
Okay.
Yeah.
Neato. So, since this is something that I researched, because I'm me, because I don't trust Tap and Orange with fucking ounce of blood.
Yeah.
I looked Buzz Lightyear, which is one of the songs that
Yeah.
came out on their EP, came out before Given Up. It came out
Yeah.
after Left Behind.
Yeah.
And so
That,
I don't know. And I don't really mind that at all. I really don't.
yeah.
But what really gets me is that they didn't mention the fact that they already had it released.
Mm-hmm.
Like, especially on the podcast, they were like, "Oh, this is a song. We wrote this because we were away from our family and whatever."
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And I don't know. It felt a little slimy to me.
Yeah, I can see that. I can see that.
Just a little bit. But yeah, I don't know. They were treating it as if it was like a brand new song.
Mm-hmm.
Except plot twist, it's been out for 4 months now. So.
Dang.
But yeah. But anyway,
Yeah.
let's talk about Buzz Lightyear.
I like how we just completely skipped Given Up.
Yeah, I'll get to Giving Up after this.
All right.
I'm like, I want to stay away from Giving Up as much as possible.
Yeah, same.
Okay, all right. Let's talk Buzz Lightyear. To infinity and beyond.
Oh. All right. So this track, to me, this is my top track out of the whole entire EP, because yeah, it sounded very like Kygo like. Like if you've ever heard his like old tropical stuff, it's very similar in style. And I enjoyed that. I enjoyed the soft piano drop. Actually, like I didn't feel like that drop was too tame. I felt that was perfect with the whole entire mood of the track.
Yeah.
And I definitely think what stands out from the track are its lyrics. And I saw some comments on it. Like people are like they're saying, "Oh, I don't like it because it has weird lyrics or whatever."
Yeah, I saw that too.
Yeah, I think that's what makes it great because the lyrics are intentionally supposed to be kind of goofy and stupid, but at the same time have a serious meaning in it. And what really got my attention is that it felt real. Like it kind of felt like a telling of like someone's like actual life through the lyrics. That's definitely what got me into it. Um, and I just thought the overall production of the track was just. I think it's definitely their best to me. I thought that was their best. So yeah, that's all I have to say on that.
Okay. I this is my third favorite from the EP, as you already know, and as most of you out there probably already know as well. I like this quite a bit actually. It's I liked the fact that the music video itself, even though I'm not even talking about like the song, but the music video itself wasn't shit. It was
Yeah.
actually nice and emotional and original, and the cartoon at the end was actually funny.
Mm.
Like I genuinely laughed because of how bad the voice acting was. but but yeah, I the song. If we're talking about the song, which we are, I like it. Someone mentioned that it was. I think Adam mentioned this in the chat, but he said it was like a worse version of a Cloud None song. And
A cloud what?
Cloud None.
Cloud. Oh, okay, cloud nine.
Yeah. And I was just like, I mean, I could see it. I could definitely see where he's coming from.
Yeah.
But I enjoyed it enough to kind of like let it slide. it didn't feel like a ripoff of a Cloud9 song.
Whose phone
Yeah.
is this? Huh? Yours? Your old one? Who's in the couch?
Sorry, I'm being distracted. But the lyrics, like people mentioned, they're weird
Mm-hmm.
and they don't like them. I was looking at the Genius lyrics
Mm-hmm.
because I can always trust them, right?
Yeah.
After Backpack Kid and everything. And Jacob Sartorius.
You mean Jacob
Because
Sartorius?
yes, you know I can trust them, right?
Yes.
So I was looking, and surprisingly, they were the same lyrics as the song on the
Amazing.
music video, and I was like, "Whoa, they actually did something right."
Wow.
So I was like, "Okay, good. I can use this for evidence." So a lot of rhymes that I caught up.
Mm-hmm.
That I caught. Mama, drama, Futurama.
Oh.
It was interesting. I don't think it was bad though. I think
Yeah.
I think that's why people thought it was weird because all the Ama stuff.
Yeah.
But the lyrics themselves, I didn't really find them all that bad. I thought they were decent. They were good enough for what it was.
Yeah.
And it fit with like the context behind the story because on the podcast they mentioned that this was the one that they were away from their family and all that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And I think I definitely felt that through the song.
Mm-hmm.
The music video tells an entirely different story from what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
But yeah, I felt that through the song, and I thought it was a pretty good song overall.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think it's their best, but I don't think it's their worst. It's like right smack dab in the middle.
Yeah.
And I would give it probably a 6 out of 10.
All right.
Like a 6 is just slightly above.
Yeah. I would probably give it a 9 out of 10.
Really? Huh.
Yeah.
All right. All right. So now we can move on to that horrid piece of trash that is Given Up,
Yes.
because that's what's next.
Dang.
The worst music video out of the EP. The worst song of the EP.
The
Maybe
worst cartoon.
the worst cartoon out of the EP. Or like ending cartoon. Probably the worst lyrics, I think, maybe, out of the whole thing. And, I don't know, just the worst everything. This is half an orange at their very worst, I think.
Agreed.
I was kind of excited because the past two I heard from them, Left Behind and Old Friends.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know Buzz Lightyear existed.
Yeah.
Or was going to be on the EP, and I was like, oh, okay, this seems interesting. I want to hear what this is about. And then I hear it, and I'm like, what the hell is this? What the hell? And the thing, I think I said this in my ranking video, but the thing that really bothers me the most is the drums, because
Yeah.
the drums in the drop they're so bad. Like there's this clicking noise,
Yeah.
and I can't stand it every time it happens. And I don't know what they were thinking with that. They were just like, they were sitting at their computer and were like, you know what? Let's put clicking noises in the drop. That will really make it better. No.
Yeah.
I don't know what they were thinking, but I don't know. Just it and it happens a lot. Every time the drop comes, it happens. The lyrics I found were really off too, because it's like from what I'm trying to understand, it's supposed to be a song about getting through the tough times of life, right?
Yeah.
then the last lyric of the drop, it's like, just trust life. Just trust life. And it's like, that's the laziest message you can possibly make. Just trust life.
Mm-hmm.
And it's so annoying to me. Because, like, there's so many other messages you can be sending out there within that sort of area of, relevance.
Yeah.
And sure, life is a pain in the ass. But they just said it in such an, like, it felt fake. Like, did you watch, I don't know if you watched this, but the YouTube Rewind of 2018?
I think everyone watched that.
No, I'm pretty sure.
Okay, that was like
Probably
like when it all of a sudden got to like the part where they were like, oh, we need to represent this part of human civilization. We need to represent this part, and
that
we gotta.
So stupid.
Yes, exactly.
Like
That's kind of what the song reminded me of, and it just felt so fake.
Yeah,
like the lyric.
Yeah,
Just trust life.
Yeah,
like every time I hear that, I want to punch myself into oblivion, and I just can't stand it.
Yeah, I understand that.
And I don't think it was their intention to feel, the way they did with their song, but it just comes off as lazy, and I didn't appreciate it at all. The end cartoon, I don't even want to talk about that anymore.
Let's just not.
Yeah. Let's see. It's what else? I think this is kind of a minor detail, but there's a piano that appears toward the end of the song, and it kind of reminded me of Fireflies, the Owl City song.
Yeah.
And it was just like, okay, that reminds me of Fireflies. Whatever. Like, nice try.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's all I really have to say about it. The music video. I didn't talk about the music video yet. It's I don't. I just don't see its point in existence. Like there's a music video for one of the Vice Tone songs that came out before the Elements EP, Fences, that they uploaded to their own channel, and it was almost the same exact story. And it was like, okay, I'm just watching nothing. I'm watching a guy and a girl make out for 3.5 minutes, and that's all I'm doing. That's the music video. And like the plot like starts and begins in the first 30 seconds, and it ends like after that.
Yeah.
And I can at least give them credit that it ended at the end of the music video instead of at the beginning, so it's not just a guy and a girl fucking around for 2.5 minutes. But yeah, I don't know. There's just so much that baffles me about it, and I can't stand it. And only because the production isn't dog shit, I'm giving it a 1 out of 10. That's where I'm leaving it at right now.
I don't want to push this anymore. I get you're frustrated. So
frustrated doesn't even start.
I'm just gonna agree with everything you said. Just give it a 1 out of 10. Let's move on.
Okay, that's fair. Half an orange, if you can hear me, come at me, bro.
Yeah.
Come at me. Okay. Impress me with Mostly We Grow Part 2.
Yeah.
I want to see how you improve on that shit. But we got one last song to talk about, and that came out yesterday, which is End of the Moon.
Copyrighted song. They didn't fulfill on their promise. They didn't include Shrek in it. Just probably
They
freaking.
they didn't make half the moon an orange.
Oh,
They
they
didn't
did.
put Shrek in it. They didn't have him yelling at Donkey.
SMH.
Get out of my swamp.
Yeah, but like, so listening to it, because I listened like to all the releases during like school, like when I was having free time. So like listening on the Monster Kill website. So
Mhm.
listening to it there, I thought, it was like it's okay, it's an okay track, it's not that great, whatever. I mean, the production is all right, the production is fine. Um, the lyrics, they were okay. Um, I mean, they weren't the best. They're all right. Um, but then when I saw the video, it kind of gave me a new perspective on it. Like I get they were like trying to get the waterworks running. I mean, they didn't do that much to do that, but it gave me kind of a new perspective on the whole entire track itself. Um, so it kind of made me like it a bit more, but it didn't really change my placing because I would already like the other three tracks more than that one, and obviously I hated uh said third track of the EP. So so it's an alright song. It's an okay song.
Okay. Okay. I can definitely see where you're coming from, and I agree with some of the points you made.
Mm-hmm.
One thing that really interested me about the track, and I mentioned this in the last episode as well, is that this was a collaboration with this esports team, Echo
Mm,
Fox,
yeah.
right? And I'm watching the music video, and I'm like, who is this bearded dude dressed up like Marth from Fire Emblem? And I'm like, it's like, okay, fine, whatever, I'll go with it. And then I find out there's 3 different versions of the music video.
Yeah.
3
There is?
different versions. Yeah.
Really?
One on Monster Kid Instinct, one on Half an Orange's YouTube, and one on Echo Fox's YouTube. And
Huh.
that specific character changes is like different in all 3 versions, and it's supposed to represent like a player um of the team,
Dang.
and it's interesting. It really is.
Huh. I didn't even know that.
Yeah. And oh man, the song itself, I like it. I think it's not as good as probably most of the EP, I would
Mm-hmm.
say, but definitely better than that. Um, you know what I'm talking about. Definitely better than that song. I'm just gonna call it that song.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, but definitely better than that song, whose name I will never mention ever again, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
But I thought it was very nice, for what it was. It had like a very playful sort of tone to it, like when you're listening to the melody and all the synths and everything. It was nice.
Yeah.
Um, the vocals are kind of on par with Left Behind, where it's just 2 dudes going on an adventure,
Mm-hmm.
and it's like, okay, I can get behind it. The music video itself, um, both the video itself and the animation at the end,
Yeah.
I find better than the entirety of Given Up, and but not as good as, I don't think it's as good as the one for Buzz Lightyear.
Yeah.
But that's just me. And the and I thought, I was watching the music video, right?
Mm-hmm.
And the you've seen him, right? The music video.
Yeah, I've seen it.
So the music video there's this one little scene, right? They're inside this whale,
Mm-hmm.
and then one of the oranges, I guess, one of them just turns on their the flashlight on their helmet, and that scene right there was fan service if I've ever seen it. Like, you have Afixa in the corner, you have you got the Echo Fox thing laying down on the ground, you have Ninja, the streamer, on the bunch of crates. You have World's logo on the freezer. You have you have Monster Cat itself on like the far right, and you have Boss Fight's little logo on the wall.
Yeah.
And it's like, holy shit! I did not expect to see this in my Monster Cat. Oh, and the crab from Crab Rave was dancing in the middle.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, at least they included Crab Rave. Like, how can you not?
Yeah.
But yeah, that was definitely the highlight of the video, I think.
Yeah.
And that's probably the moment where every Monster Cat fan just kind of came inside their pants. And it was ridiculous. But yeah, it's just something I pointed out. And this is pretty minor, but I noticed a couple animation errors when I was watching it. Like, there's a shot of like when they get blasted out of the whale. There's like there's the pair of shoes that one of the astronauts is, it has. It overlaps the entire thing. So like the foreground is it appears as if it's in the background when it goes over the shoe, and the shoe goes over it. I mean, nothing major, just something I noticed.
Yeah.
And then, and the animation at the end too. That was certainly interesting, and I is very. God, was it Star Wars? I didn't think it was Star Wars. There's no way that could have been Star Wars.
What was Star Wars?
the end animation.
Oh.
I don't know.
Now I'm intrigued.
Yeah.
I can't remember it completely, so now I'm like checking.
Oh yeah, it was ridiculous.
Stormtrooper, and he gave him the wrong coordinates, and then he ended up being an entire planet.
The voice acting in that is just hilarious too. The Stormtrooper, he's just like, I am blowing up a planet today. Yeah. I could eliminate an entire race.
Yeah.
I died. That was funny to me. It was just, I love it.
Yeah.
It's great. I need more hilariously amazing cartoons like that in my life.
Yeah.
And you're just like, I hate this job. And it's like, motherfucker, you're the one that gave him the rock.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's great. So that and the fish animation from Buzz Lightyear, that is fine. I like that stuff.
Yeah.
Not a bunch of oranges in a fridge screaming, "It's our leader!
It's our leader!
That is annoying.
How do I cure my sick son? His silence says patience is the way.
His silence says patience is the way. I will hug you to thank you.
Jesus Christ. Oh my gosh, like, what the hell is that English? I will hug you to thank you.
And then just the sound effect when the orange jumps. And it's like, oh my god. It reminds me of a certain orange that's really annoying.
Oh no.
That's what the whole thing reminded me of. And it was like, God, I don't need to be reminded of that.
That brought back some bad memories.
Yes.
Well, anyways.
Out
of 10, I'd probably
Out of
give
10
this.
for End of the Moon.
Yeah, I'd probably give this a 6 out of 10.
I would do probably 5, 5, 4 maybe. You know what?
Oh,
Let's do 5. Do 5.
yeah,
It's a mess for me.
yeah. All
Um,
right.
so fucking finally, that's that.
Yeah.
So, now that we've gone through that, I would like to mention, just very briefly, that Note Taker is coming back.
Oh, yeah.
Yip de doo. I forget the name of the song, but it's like.
It's too
But
bad.
guess what? It comes out on Monday.
Wow, yay.
So my predictions of it being on Instinct were wrong.
Dang.
Um, so yeah,
It's called Each Other.
Each Other. That's the one.
Yeah.
It's like Eric Lumeria or some shit like that.
Eric Lumiere.
Lumiere.
I think that's how you say it.
Is it like
yeah.
Premiere?
Yeah.
Okay.
And yeah, so that should be interesting. I also wanted to mention, like, now that you mentioned like future releases, I don't know if you follow Grant's Instagram, but
I do not.
lately, okay,
I should
so
though.
yeah, so in 2016 he had this project called Wishes,
Oh, I heard about
and
this.
yeah, and it got corrupted, but then last year it got revived or somehow. And lately he's been posting pictures and the captions have been like all lines from the song. Telling basically, saying like, I'm gonna release this soon. So,
Mm.
and I've heard demos of the song on YouTube. It should be pretty good. I'm looking forward to it. And most likely it'll be released on Monster Cat. So
Okay.
yeah. Just figured I should put that out there.
Yeah. I think there was one more that caught my attention. Oh yeah. Maxima. That's it. I mentioned Maxima in the last podcast episode. That doesn't come out till the Monday, probably the Monday after next week, is my prediction. But yeah, don't quote me on that, but that's my prediction.
Mm.
And I think that is all for future releases, I believe.
Yeah. Doomu actually has a release.
Oh yeah, that's right. Doomu has something.
Yeah, on the Instinct. So
I would imagine.
Yeah.
I mean, if it was on Uncaged, that would be freaking wild.
Yeah.
Some
I would
Doomu
actually look forward to that.
Yeah, that'd be wild.
Doomu release, that would be sick. But it's on Instinct, so still looking forward to it. But
yeah.
Yeah.
So I guess now that we've finished with the recent stuff and some upcoming stuff, I guess now is a good time to get into album 1.
I literally have like 6 tabs pulled up. One right now. I have been looking forward to this.
Okay. I don't have too much time, so I'm gonna make this somewhat quick.
Yeah.
But this album, and I'm working on the ranking right now.
Okay.
But this album is freaking awesome. Like,
yes.
I'm not gonna lie. I really like this album. This might actually be my favorite album I've heard in a long time.
Yes.
Like, yeah, you're so glad.
I'm so happy you like it.
I was debating whether or not to throw you off and say I hate it.
Dang, I would have made it like all-time low.
No, but for real, this is like, it really blew my mind, honestly.
Yeah.
Like, it really impressed me. Because you recommended it to me, and I was like, oh, okay, I'll check it out. It's San Holo. What could it be? I like San Holo.
Yeah.
And so I was like, all right, let's see what this guy's got. And by the end of it, a shed of tear left my right eye.
Yes. Yes. I mean, this album, it's just I can't put it into words. I mean, like before,
I'm trying to put it into words.
yeah, it's just, there's so much with it. It's literally an emotional roller coaster.
It definitely is.
Yeah, I remember when I first like got introduced to San Holo, like there was Monster Cat stuff. I wasn't too huge on it actually because I like from like what I've heard in the past, like I was like used to like okay, EDM has to follow a formula, and if it does that, then it's good, and if it doesn't, then it's just weird. San Holo is very experimental, or he was experimental with his Monster Cat work.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah, so I wasn't too huge on it actually, but I actually learned to like it as time progressed. And then I didn't listen to his stuff for a long time. So I didn't even know this album was a thing until like November, which was like 2 months after it was released. And the first song, because it popped up on my recommended, the first song that popped up on my recommended was Vestal Avenue, the outro of the song.
Mhm.
And I remember, actually no, I got it from was it September then? I don't remember when I listened to it.
It came out in September.
Yeah, it came out in September, but I think I listened to it in October then because do you follow Red Hawk?
Yes.
Yeah. So he did like, his like top 25 EDM songs of the week ranking or whatever.
Mhm.
And I remember he put Vestal Avenue as number 1. And I was just like, okay, I have to check this out now. So I checked it out. Literally one of the best songs I ever heard in a long time. It's probably my top 3. It is that song alone is an emotional roller coaster. It just goes from crazy spacey banger to a beautiful string section and then just guitar and soft piano. It's just like wow. And then I listened to the rest of the album and I was just like, wow. There are 11 more of these things. Wow. I've had this album on repeat ever since I listened to it. And I actually sent him a message on Instagram, like saying like, thank you. Thank you for releasing this. Like you have no idea how like what you have created. Like this is a masterpiece. This is not music. This is art. I was just like crazy, and I was just like, your album has motivated me and inspired me to create so many new things. And like I said to you in my email a long time ago, his album was the reason for my alias change, my style change.
Really?
And he actually responded to it.
Really?
And he said like, thank you, that means so much to me. And now he's following me on Instagram.
Hey.
And I was just like, oh my God, this is so crazy. And I'm trying to get tickets to go to his Red Rocks show because I really, really want to go. I really want to go to that. But this album is just absolutely insane. Like I cannot even if I like had to like give my honest description on it, I'd probably like write up a whole entire book on it because that's how big it is to me. Like it is insane, crazy. So yeah, that's I'm literally crying right now talking about it. It's like even talking about it emotional. To me it's my favorite album of all time. Ever. I don't think there will be an album to replace this for a long time. Unless he releases like an album 2 and then it's like even better. It is just like whoa.
That would be definitely something. No.
Okay. Yeah.
So, what would you consider your favorite song or your least favorite song out of the whole thing?
Surface, definitely.
Your favorite?
Surface, yeah.
Okay. What about your least favorite?
Go Back in Time.
Okay, I can see that.
Yeah. I'm sorry, I'm rushing. I actually.
No, you're fine.
Now.
Oh, you do?
Yeah, I do. I'm so sorry.
Okay, you're fine.
We will keep this continued though,
Okay.
because there's so much to talk about.
All right, we'll continue in the next episode because
All right. I'm sorry this has to be an abrupt end.
it's all right.
Yeah. All right. Well, I'll see you, bro.
All right, later.
Bye.
And that, ladies and gentlemen, is the end of the podcast. I'm not going to share my thoughts on album 1 just yet. That ranking will come out on probably Wednesday, is when I plan to have that out. Yeah, because this will be on Monday. And just to be clear, the recording time is Saturday, the 16th of March. Just for reference. Yeah. So, thank you for tuning in. Hopefully you enjoyed. And we'll probably talk again in about a couple weeks. So yeah. See you later, and